uncheck those green light. Green light. And we've got, you know what? The rain's probably going to look, okay, it's orange light. Proceed with caution. So you guys have multiplicative inverse for me on this?
Yes.
What is it?
3.
Hold on. Three, -2, -4, 3, -2. Okay, so because this is a 3 by 3, you can't use that formula that was given to us a couple slides ago. Where'd it go? Where did you go? Where did it go? Oh, I had to write it in, huh? I deleted it and I saved it. Oh! Now I gotta fix it. Okay. But anyways, if it's gonna be a larger matrix, like I said, I don't mess with, like I know how to do it. I'll show you how to do it by hand here. But I'm gonna rely on this guy. I'm gonna rely on this guy to give me my. I'm going to rely on that guy. So, a couple things. Thank you. Okay, so the way we go about this is we're going to put this matrix along with the multiplicative inverse one. We'll put him aside. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. Okay, you stay there. So here's what I want to do. 1, 0, 0. Jake. Harris. Thank you. 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. And then we're just going to go through a series of row operations. What we want to do is we want the left side to look like the right side. We don't care what happens at the end because at the end the right side ends up being the inverse matrix. So we're already in a good spot, right? We have a 1 where we want it to be. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take row 1 and add them to row 2. Everyone cool with that? So we've got bop, bop. So our first row is changing. Is our first row changing? No. 1, 0, 2, 1, 0, 0. This is the row that's going to change. So as I add them, what's 1 plus -1? 0. 0 plus 2? 2 plus 3? 5. 1 plus 0? 1. 0 plus 1? And then finally 0. Cool beans. Now I need this bottom one to be a 0 as well, right? So what I can do is I can take row 2 and add those values to row 3. So I'll do that now. Is that cool?
Wait, what did you do the second row?
What happened?
What did you do the second row?
I took all of these numbers and I added them to this row.
And then on the second side you did row 1 plus row 2 and that one too.
And now for what I'm going to do here, I could write this again and make it a separate operation. Maybe I should.
No, it makes sense now.
Maybe I should. I'm just going to do that. I just don't like having to draw the matrices again and again. 0, 0, 1. Right? Play. This might be on the writing final. I'm not saying it's going to be. But it probably will be. No, because the calculator won't give you all the steps. Not when half the points are worth the steps.
We will get half.
You know what? I'm just saying it might be there. It might not be. More than likely, I'll put it in there just because y'all just want to fight about it. Okay. So it's row 1 changing. 1, 0, 2. 1, 0, 0. Is row 2 changing? No. 0, 2, 5. 1, 1, 0. And this is taking longer because I gotta manage you guys, and then I gotta explain things that I'm doing here as well. So last line here. Now I'm taking row 2 numbers. No, sorry. Oh, I can't do that no more. I can't do that no more. Because that's not the same, is it? I'm gonna have to take all the values in row 1. I'm gonna take all the values in row 1.
Times negative
multiply them by negative 1, and then I can add them to row 3. To row 3. So it's going to be a negative 1, right? Plus 1 is 0. A negative 0 plus negative 1. Negative 2 plus 0 is a negative 2.
Wait, see, why would you want to do that? So you already have a 0 right there.
Well, I need to make it easier. Remember the process? It start here, work your way down. Then go there, work your way down. Then go there, work your way down. Okay? Where are we at? Negative 1. Negative 0. And then 1. Double check my work, please.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Wait, that should be 0.
Which one? This one right here? So negative, so this, negative 0 plus 1. 0 plus 1. Just make sure we're good. Okay. Because I had to think about it too. Okay, here we go. So, what do you want to do next? What do we need to do next? Yeah, get that 2 to 1. So, is the first row changing? Here, let me write what I'm going to do first. I'm going to take half of row 2. Add row 3. Add row 3 to row 2. Oh, that's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. Not a bad idea at all. Take row 3 and add it to row 2.
Or you can multiply row 3.
Well, I need this to be a 1 first before I can get that 0. So, is the first row changing? No. So 0, 2, 1, 0, 0. This will be, 0 plus 0 is 0. Negative 1 plus 2 is 1. This will be 3. This will be 0. This will be 1. And this will be 1. Right? And then the last one's not changing. 0, negative 1, negative 2. Negative 1, 0, 1. What do you guys want to do now? Add the second to the third. So row 2 and add them to row 3. So row 1's not changing. Row 2 is not changing. Row 3 is changing, correct? So 0 plus 0 is 0. 1 plus negative 1 is 0. 3 plus negative 2 is 1. And then I've got negative 1, 1, 2.
That's your answer?
Well, is this RREF? No, because I want this to be I want zeros up here as well, right? So this is good. I need to get rid of this 3 and that 2, right? So how can we do that? Multiply. So now we're going to work our way backwards, right? We're going to multiply this by negative 3. So multiply row 3 by a negative 2. Sorry, not just kidding. Multiply by negative 3 and add all those values to row 2. Right?
Wait, why don't add it to row 3 and row 1 and then...
What, I want to hear that. Boom. What?
Personally, I would have added row 3 to row 1.
Add row 3 to row 1.
Yeah, so then that one becomes a 3, and then you can just multiply whatever by negative 1 together.
Well, let's try that. Why not? Let's see what happens, okay? So you want to add row 3 to row 1? Okay. So let's see what happens here. So row 1 is changing. Oh, I put 1. So 0 and 1 makes 0. 0 and 0 makes 0. 1 and 2 makes 3.
0 and 1 makes 1. 0 and 1 makes 1.
We're adding row 3 to row 1, right?
Yeah.
So 0 and 1. Oh, you're good. Here. So this is 1. So is that what you wanted?
Yeah.
And then this would be 0, 1, 2. But that didn't change anything. I need that to be a 0.
Now it's a 3, so now you can multiply the second line by negative 1.
But then you ruin your 1 in a second.
Yeah, because my target was to get this to be 0, because then once that's a 0, I can just modify that and then work it to here.
Okay.
Yeah? That was my thought anyway. So let's come back to, let's go negative 3 times row 3, add those to row 2. So this first line is not changing. So 1, 0, 2, 1, 0, 0. I'm going to multiply these values by 3 and add them here. So that's still 0, correct? Yes? 0. This times 3 plus that is still 1. That's going to give me 0. Negative 3, that's going to give me a positive 3 now. Positive 3. This will give me negative 3 plus 1 is a negative 2. This will give me negative 6. Negative 6 plus 1, negative 5. And then this last row is not changing. So 0, 0, 1, negative 1, 1, 2. And then finally, I can take this last one, right? Multiply by negative 2 and add them up there. So row negative 2, row 3, add them to row 1. And this should be our last one. So, this is not changing. This is not changing. This last one's changing. So now I should have 0 times that plus 1 is still 1. 0 times anything plus that is still 0. That should give me negative 2 plus that is 0. Negative, no, now it's a positive 2, isn't it? So positive 2 plus 1 gives me 3. And then negative 2 be negative 2. And then negative 4. Is that our matrix we started with?
Yes. So that's what you're expecting on paper.
So, oh, did I lose it? I did. Don't go too. Stay here, child. I dropped it. Oh my God. It's a little baby. Yeah, so just double checking. We're good. Oh my God.
So if that's on the final, that's what you expect.
And it was only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, only 6 steps. Hey, I've seen some of these other problems like the 3x3 system you had to solve with more than 6 steps. Now again, why did this take so long? Yeah, there was a little talking going on, but I got to explain everything. If you're doing this by yourself, it shouldn't take that long. All you're doing is multiplying and adding.
There's a whole classroom in my head, so it will take that long.
Yeah, I need to refresh it. That was shaking like acid.
All right, cool beans.
Like I was doing the 8.1 homework and I kept getting like one number wrong. I know, it's like I don't know how to add or what to do. It's so organized. See, my work is so organized.
The third.
Cell phones. I put homework up there, right, for this one?
I don't even know. It's like 10 homework.
Or did I only go to 8.3? I do 8.4?
I'll do on the 5th, which
Well, obviously I didn't either, otherwise I would know.
Wrong. It's wrong. I didn't do anything. The last one.
Okay. Now this last one, this is the last lesson. And we already did it.
oh, nice.
We've already done it. This is determinants and Kramer's rule. The objective is to evaluate second order determinants, solve the system of equations using Kramer's rule, evaluate third order determinants, and so forth, okay? So, let's walk you through this. Now, they're going to give you some formulas or some methods that are kind of different. And that's okay, right? More tools in the toolbox. But if you remember, when I asked you to find the determinant, you're just multiplying. These two, right, is the diagonals that go, how can I say this? Down, up? Is that okay with you guys? I go down, ups times the up, downs. So 6 times 9 is 54 minus 10 times 5, which is 50. So our determinant here is a negative 4. Oh, it's positive 4. I don't know how to math today. I don't know how to math. I don't know how to add. Hey, something you'll find out real quick is I'm a decent mathematician, but I'm a poor arithmetician. Me and plus and minus don't get along. 4 times.
So 10 just like on like a formula point, 10 is A, 9 is B, 6 is C.
Yeah, this would be A, B, C, D.
So it'd be
So it's
AD minus or
no, it's AD minus CA. No. Ah!
CB
It's
minus
AD minus CB.
Wait, isn't it CB minus B?
oh god.
No, it's AB.
Oh, you're right. Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
It's these guys, which is CD, minus these guys, which is.
CB.
Ah!
B, C, and A, D.
Yes.
It was before Christ and after death. Remember? That was the only way I remember.
We don't know how to alphabet either.
Shout out to Christian.
I'm not a formula guy.
So you're not a fan of that? I went to a Christian school first, or kinder through 5th grade, and I didn't learn anything. I was seriously stupid. I didn't know exactly. I didn't know. I'm like, oh, seriously, that's what So, I just can't do math. Drake and Josh isn't on it either, so therefore I'm not one of them. Oh, yeah, you guys in the highlight. That was right. That's really loud.
Okay. Waterfalls. So we've already solved systems like this before using Kramer's rule. This is the formula that they use for Kramer's rule. And
Is this where?
Wait, is it that to get what I just got in?
no, this is the quick determinant method. This is just the determinant. This is how you solve a system using Kramer's rule. What's up? Yeah,
Mr. Munoz,
we've done that already.
I have a question.
I was just thinking about this rule.
Yes.
Mr. Munoz, what is the determinant?
A determinant is just a number. So you asked me for what it was exactly, and it's really not a definition of something. It really is just that number that we give to the process of what we did there.
Well, what do we determine?
So, like, you know how when you find
Why
the
do we
slope,
need it?
it's like.
Like, is it used to graph, or is it just
No.
kind of there?
No, it's a number that we need, and no, we don't graph that number
Why do we need the numbers?
because
Because we need it.
yeah, to solve. When we solve, we're going to use that determinant. Here, let me. So think back to when we were solving systems. I showed you how to do it with a matrix. Okay. Remember what we did when we wanted the x values, the x determinant? We plugged in the answers for x, didn't we? That's what's happening here. So this, technically, is the determinant for x. When we wanted the y, we plugged the values in for y. This is the determinant for y. And down below is simply the determinant. That's all that is. So it looks crazy, but we've already done them. And I can walk you through one again so you can see. But that's why we need the determinant. Because we take the determinant of x, determinant of y, and we divide each by the determinant to get a solution. So if you're ready, I can move on and show you how we're going to use that.
So the determinant would be C1 and B2, and then C2 and B1.
Those are the answers.
Wait, can you show how it works?
Those are the answers. Here, I'll show you what, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Once everyone's ready, I'm going to show you how that works again.
I understood the first. It would be A2X sound like Y minus.
All right, I'm going to move on.
No. No. Yes. I'm being kicked out.
We're waiting for Shara. It's okay. Let us know when you're ready. We'll wait for you.
No, we can still wait. No.
Yeah.
I just had that.
You got a dishwasher for Christmas?
I have garbage.
Oh, garbage disposal.
I have a dishwasher.
I don't have the garbage disposal. Shh. Here we go. What happened? Oh, you guys are ready? I needed breath. I sense a little bit of little rage in there for that next waterfall. I don't want to do that.
You can do that.
Omar. Okay, I'm going to do waterfalls and the expectations that you guys are quiet. But if it doesn't happen after that, I'll wait for a few seconds. If it doesn't happen after that, I'm going to call you out by name. Guys, you got to learn this stuff. We're only in the first semester, and only this is new so far, isn't it? Like you hadn't done this before in a course? Probably from now on. Okay, so for my first one, I'm only going to take the coefficients. 5, 3, 4, negative 6. Right? So I've got I feel like I lost it here. I lost it for a second. 3 times 4 is, well here, get used to doing this first. Get used to doing that first. Because even when we do 3 by 3s, this is the idea, okay? So 3 times 4 is 12. 5 times negative 6 is a negative 30. Therefore our determinant is 42. Simple enough? Let's do d sub x. X's become, so I'm going to put 4, negative 6 in there. And the x's become my answers. 12, 24. So I've got 12 times 6.
Wait, don't you have 4 times 24?
Oh, thank you. 12 times 24. 80 and 12 is 92.
96?
It used to be 92. It used to be 92. They changed it on me again. Mine is 12 times 6. Negative 54? I guess we went to the same school. What was it?
It's 54. 12 times 6.
Okay, that's 60 plus 12 is 70. Yeah.
Yeah, I was always thankful because I trusted you when you said it. I was like, I was having it in a calculator. I was like, dang.
I gotta stop coming up here blind like this. Y'all just feeding me the. Let's see if he writes it. Say peanut butter. It equals peanut butter, yo. What am I doing for dy?
You plugged it for y.
5, 3 stays the same, and I'm gonna throw in a
96, 70.
12 and a 24 here, right?
It's the answer to the system up there.
We're working our way towards it. We're working our way towards the solution of the system. So,
Oh, we put the answer in the.
right, so I swap out the x column for the answers. When I do dy, I swap out the y column for the answers. So, 3 times 12?
36.
I know that one. 5 times 24 is a buck 20. Therefore, d sub y? Can you went back real quick? Okay. I'll show you right now. I want to. Waterfalls! Isaac, are we good? Give me thumbs up if you got this, thumbs down if you don't, sideways if you're still a little sketchy.
I understand it, but why?
Well, let me get there. I want to make sure that we're good so far. I didn't answer what? Oh, I just gotta put that. What was it?
168.
Thanks. We need that. Okay? So, this process is fast, unless you mess up the numbers. But this process is fast. We want to solve this system. The solution is that d sub x over d, comma, d sub y over d. So what is 168 divided by, sorry. Yeah. What is 168 divided by 42?
4.
It's 4. So my x value for the solution is a 4. What is negative 84 divided by 42?
2.
Negative 2. Therefore, the solution to the system is at 4 comma negative 2.
Oh my god.
That's it. Yeah, it's not hard.
Okay,
This can go really fast.
but why?
Oh my
That's
god.
the solution, though.
What do you mean? Whoa, 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 whoa,
I
whoa.
understand, but why would you do it that way?
Because some people prefer that. Now, hold on. You could do, if you like to do substitution, more power to you. If you want to do elimination, more power to you. If you want to do graphing, more power to you. If you want to do matrices, more power to you. Pick a method.
It's just like, just in case.
But this is really fast compared to substitution or elimination. not an easier way to show your work. It's just a different way to solve it. Substitution and elimination are very similar. They're algebraic in nature. Graphing, you just put them there and look where they cross. Here's a matrix method.
But like, we can't do graphing on a final. So we have to like.
Yeah, you can do graphing on a final if you want to. But you need to make sure that. Waterfalls. So this is just another method. Anybody going into business school? Anybody going into business or into computer, whatever careers? Either one of those two. You're going to end up taking brief calc, which is going to be a lot of manipulation of numbers. And the way you're going to manipulate those numbers are going to be through systems, and it's going to end up being matrices because they're easier to manipulate as a matrix than they are as equations. Like you guys remember when we solved the 3x3 by hand? How crazy that got? When you're doing business models in brief calc, you don't have 2 or 3 variables. You might have 4 or 5 variables sometimes because you're not just looking at inputs like revenues or costs. There's other things involved. So each thing has a variable in it, whether it's sign out. Go ahead and sign in, you can go. Yeah, watch out, the floor's wet. Don't, so for your costs, you got to worry about food supplies if you have that. What you're selling, your employments, just a bunch of different things. And sometimes those variables will not be 3. You might have more than that. And can you imagine how that would work? Try to solve it with systems by hand, elimination method, Yvonne. How would it look? Full pay attention. Try to come at me with your fake responses there.
He meant like a lot of work.
No, he didn't know what I was talking about.
Ask the question why.
Okay. Kramer's rule. So, why didn't that have it over here?
Was that not Kramer's right there?
Yeah, it is Kramer's rule. But this is a 3x3. Waterfalls. So notice it's the same as before, right? Your x and y are dx over d, dy over d. With a 3x3, it'll still be the same thing. You'll get dz over d. You get dizzy for sure. All right. Hey, what the?
Is that it?
And it's gone.
I don't have an example.
Wait, can you do one?
Yeah, I'm gonna go get one.
It's in your head.
Ow.
Look,
Yes,
it's
you
just-
can.
So for this one, it's just boom, boom. For this one, since it's X, you just go over the Y.
Those sound effects are not explaining what you're thinking. Boom, boom.
Wait, I've got confused. What?
4 times 3 is 12.
Oh, right, because you have to find X, so you use the Y. Boom, boom. Got it.
What do you guys want?
And then I'm gonna
Number 1. Pick one.
3.
I heard 3 first. This one?
Yep. We're just putting
We have to use Kramer. Yes.
Well, if it says solve this using Kramer's rule, then
But like, who's gonna prove that I'm not using Kramer's rule?
your word.
it is a written test.
Oh, okay.
If you don't want to use Kramer's rule,
That
you
is
don't want to
the
use it,
example.
right?
These are not the equations you are looking for.
Do you listen to anything ever? Can you go halfway slide?
substitution. Let me highlight that. Sorry.
Okay. Determinant. The discriminant is from the quadratic equation.
Chapter 11. What?
I'm going to give you the formula from the, no, we're still doing the determinant. Oh, the 3 by 3? No, it's the 3 by 3. Okay, here you go. people wanted formulas. There's your formula, peeps.
Makes sense.
Now, so be careful. So it's ABC plus BCA plus CAB minus ABC minus BCA minus CAB.
As opposed to A minus B.
Someone's dyslexic or trying to do the alpha.
Oh my god, if I like dude, sometimes I'm stuck. I have this makes so much sense. I try to read numbers and then they just come out in the wrong order. Like,
Okay, so for starters, dyslexia is not being able to read. Arithmexia is your mathematics.
well, what about
I totally could have both of them.
That proves my point, right?
Bella Thorne passed pre-college. Bella Thorne.
Yeah, she's successful. Yeah, that would suck to be him. Imagine being called when you're doing it. I know, she is like shaming herself.
Charisse, you have this already?
Okay.
Okay. I can get rid of the slide now?
No. What the heck? Just because Sharice has it doesn't mean Gabby has it.
Just talk about yourself for the third.
Well, we can use surveys, right?
What do you mean?
What were we just doing?
How? How would you do it
So
with
that's
3
only
by 3?
for 2 by 2 or for, no, this is for 3
You would
by
just-
Here's the idea behind this. So ABC is okay, right?
Yes.
Because you have that. Then you're going to add, oh sorry, that's not ABC, is it? A1, B2, C3?
Oh wait, no, it's, yeah.
You do BCA.
Oh.
And then you have,
A, B, C.
so you're going to do this.
No.
Just add B's and A's on the other
Hold on. So then we have these two, or these two times this,
What?
plus these two times this. That's what this is saying right here.
And that's the same thing, negative, right?
That's what that's saying right there.
No, it's not. That's literally what it's saying. No, yeah, I'm saying no. No, right click, and then it's just the inverse. No, because like A3, B2, C1. It's not the inverse because the front one's A1 and B2.
Hey, I was right the first last time.
A3, B2, C1. Robot sis.
Hey. So when I try to fix it, you're like, no, the other way. So I want to make sure I make a correction here. I want to make sure I make a correction. Pay attention. Okay. And I'm not going to put anybody on blast here. This is not correct. This is not correct. It is AD minus CB. Fix that, please.
I thought it was, but you
I thought it was, but someone corrected me. But it's okay.
after Jesus Christ before.
I should have. It's top bottom minus bottom top. So it should be 50 minus 54. So it would have been a negative 4. Did we get positive 4 last time?
Oh my gosh.
Should have been a negative 4.
Since I carried the
Oh, you can put him in the back corner, please?
the entire
I thought that was her pass. It was like, hey.
Wait, so that means our other one was
Yeah, that means that our system is wrong. But the only thing that was wrong was the signs.
-4, +2.
Yeah, the signs would be the other ones.
So the problem that we did after this.
So technically I could do it in CPA, I just have to flip the sign at the end.
Yes, if you, that's what you choose.
Really?
Yvonne.
Wait, let me take a picture after this right before. That's the only way I'm ever going to remember this. After this, negative price. After this, negative price before.
Still have AD minus BC. No, I know.
You could still do CB minus AD, but you have to flip all your signs at the end.
Right now? I was trying to have BC.
Okay, so now, that's not very fun, is it? This formula is not very fun. Let me, oh, what happened to my color? Even the color's gone. So, waterfalls. So it can get a little confusing which is supposed to go with which. So I've taught you, or I've shown you the trick that I use, so that I don't have to worry about which I'm going to multiply with which. So let me go back to our example. Here it is. my matrix,
Oh yeah, because you like the.
oh, what am I doing? Negative 1, negative 5, 1, negative 5, negative 5, 5, 2, 5, negative 3. In the back. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to extend the first two columns. I'm going to extend the first two columns to solve this. And then I'm still going to follow this method. Remember what I said? Get used to doing get used to doing this business. Because here's what I'm going to do. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So negative, negative, negative is a negative. That's 15, right? And then I've got 5, 5, 5. Oh, thank you. 5, 5 is 25. 25 times 2 is. So this is a negative 50. And then I've got, what is that? Negative 25 again? Okay. And then from those, I'm going to take away the other diagonals. The ones that go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. What? So, what is this, 10? Negative 10. Negative 10, because there's a negative 5 here. I know it's not highlighted, my bad, I missed it. This is negative 25, and then I've got negative 75? Okay. What that? What that?
Negative 90. It's negative 90.
That should be 25.
It's in my head.
Why are you calling me out, man? Everybody else is saying the wrong number.
What is it, 20? Yes?
Yes.
Oh yeah, because you add it. Oh, so that's how you do it for 3 by 3. Oh my god, are those
Waterfalls.
Are we just gonna have to memorize this for the final? Because I'm not gonna be able to do that.
You're not going to be able to do this?
I can't memorize anything.
I feel like it's just practice.
How have you made it this far?
I haven't been this far versus. And I know I do it.
You just restarted writing the matrix again, right? And that's like
I copied the first two over again. Okay. Isaac,
wait, can you
go ahead, sorry.
Oh, I get it. I was like, because like in the rule, I was like, you're supposed to multiply them, and I saw you adding them, you should have multiplied them, and then add them.
Right. Right. Yeah, so it's this times this times this. Oops, sorry, wrong way. This times this times this. That goes here, and then I'm going to combine them at the end. So it's the same as the 2 by 2 still, right? Except with the 2 by 2, I didn't have to combine with anything else. Yep, that's exactly what we did there. Now this is easier for me than to figure out it's this row and that one and then this one with that one kind of business. So zoom out.
or like scroll
We're not done.
so I can see the whole word. Oh, are we gonna
We've only found the determinant.
We're gonna do
Oh,
the
yeah.
Now we have to do the determinant for
X, Y, Z.
x, the determinant for, and the determinant for. Go ahead and do that. Here, I'll go ahead and show you the whole thing. But you need to find x, y, and z for now. Go and finish up the system. Yeah. So, waterfalls. We're solving the system. No. No, inverses was it was a review. It was a bell work that like 5 people did.
Yeah. But when I want to go with bell work, we don't do it. It's so mad.
Yeah, no, I didn't have.
Right. So, here's what I wanted to point out. Waterfalls. Please don't use the calculator to solve this. Go through the steps. You're going to need them. When you're going to find the next matrix, the next matrix is the dx matrix, right? So that means that the first column is no longer the original. Now it's going to be the solutions. So 17.5, 17.5, negative 10. And then I can copy the others, negative 5, 5, and 1, 5. Is it negative 3? And then you'd have to copy those two here so they can do your diagonals and take care of that way.
Still doing diagonals?
It's up to you unless you want to do the slide method. Diagonals are easier to see it. Because then you do the top bottoms, mine's the bottom tops.
So would we plug in the 17.5, negative 10 for once?
Yeah, you're only extending the first two always. I totally missed that 5.
Oh, that was kind of smooth. I don't understand that.
So you were a little off when you're highlighting.
Yeah, Evan, shut up. How about that?
Wow.
You don't know how many times I like tricks? Yeah, highlighters and color pencils. Color pencils when I'm in systems of inequalities is really nice for shading to see which area. Because like one lesson we didn't do here is linear programming. And linear programming, imagine you're doing a system, but it's like 5 and 6 equations. Then inequalities, you shade above, shade below, shade there, shade below. Yeah. And at the end, you're looking for that'll be a brief calc. That's what Blue will get to look forward to. Linear programming, business management.
Yay, business management. You know, so I was gonna be a doctor, but honestly, at this point, I'm just gonna listen to military. That's what it is. Yeah, that was just but like this year, I'm gonna and then I got junior year, and I was like, I'm just gonna go to the military. Like, I was gonna shoot me and like it happened to me. No, me and my dad got in a big fight.
Because I don't want to go to school for something I don't want to do the rest of my life.
It was such a big fight. It was so bad. I just don't want to do it because I need to sleep so well. I can't do it. Why am I gonna do that for that long? My mom said that's just being out.
You're correct. Very young.
Sorry. But I've been doing a little freaking extra college class. I don't care. I really don't want to do this, so I'm just gonna follow along with what you're doing. Don't! You're gonna get stupid. I feel it.
sometimes. Just suppose that sometimes comes up.
Munoz, I'm almost done, and
That is the correct word. I've used that word.
Oh, I was like, what